We've made it! Friday! TGIF edition of the show, hottest show on the streets here, number one forum for Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama magazine, moving smoothly through the month of June. We bring you the show from the magic city of Birmingham. We stream this to you through YouTube. Speaking of a channel, smash that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Make this your spot, your avenue, your place, your network for all things Bama football. Smash the like button as well. Drop a thumbs up right there on the show. Show us some love right here. Get those like levels up. Daily Super Chat Go, $100. Daily Super Chat Go, $100 right there. We appreciate that coming from all of you. We got a jam-packed show tonight. We want you to be a part of that. You can do that by calling 205-448-1358. But I'm going to call in to let your voice be made known here on the show. It's 205-448-1358. One more time, 205-448-1358. We want to hear from you. Like I said, we got a lot of things to discuss, a lot of things to get into, John. So we start the conversation off with this. This is an Alabama football team that's about bonding, closeness, togetherness, being with each other. Now, during the Bryce Young quarterback era, 2021 to 2022, Alabama had a very talented quarterback in Bryce Young. They had talented pieces. When you look at Young, Will Anderson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Dallas Turner, there was a lot of talented pieces, but it wasn't that feeling of togetherness, right? And then 2023, Bama gets back to the college football playoff after missing it in the 2022 season. In 2023, there was more closeness. There was more of a sense of togetherness. There was more of a sense of playing with and playing for my brother, right? Everybody was so tight-knit. Everybody was so locked in and gelled in together. And that's what made that team last year a team that was very fun to watch, especially despite the loss to Texas, despite the struggle against South Florida, when that team really bought into that lank, let all naysayers know mentality, you saw a team that caught lightning in a bottle, that bought all into each other. You saw a team that would make a run to a Southeastern Conference championship, which it did, and a run to the college football playoff, which it got into. When I look at this year's team under Kalen DeBoer, you see that same togetherness. You see that same family vibe, that same family structure, that same bonding together. And in the summertime, when you begin the summer, prior to 7-on-7 type things, 11-on-11 type things, this is where you see that team start to bond, right? You start to see freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors, everybody hanging around together. You know, players holding players accountable in the summer. And along with the strength and conditioning staff and the nutrition staff having the keys to the team, making sure that those guys are lifting properly, they are conditioning the right way, they are putting the right foods, protein stuff into their bodies, nutrition-wise, getting the right level of sleep, you know, taking the proper care of themselves, that way they can be monsters on the field. This is also the time of the summer where a lot of these assistant coaches, they're bonding with these players. A lot of these assistant coaches, they're having these players over to their home to have dinner with each other, with their families. They're watching film together. They're doing different stuff together to ignite that closeness. And two Bama defensive coaches, when you look at Christian Robinson, the outside linebackers coach, and Coleman Hitzler, the co-defensive coordinator and safeties coach, both of these two individuals, they share photos to social media on X, formerly known as Twitter, of them having bonding experiences with their respective position group. Christian Robinson sharing a photo of his bonding experience with the outside linebackers, and quite a few of those guys featured there in the photo. When you talk Quandarius Robinson, Keanu Coote, Keon Keeley, Yancey Pierre, those guys featured there in that photo. And then you had Colin Hitzler having a bonding moment with the safeties. And in that photo, you had Devontae Smith, Keon Saab, Malachi Moore, Red Morgan, a lot of guys featured, Drake Kirkpatrick Jr., a lot of those guys featured in that photo. So you're seeing a lot of this early team bonding. This stuff starts in summer workouts. Yes, once you get to fall camp and you get the pads put on and you get to see, how many of these guys are really emerging as either pure starters or marquee contributors, marquee rotational pieces. Yes, you get that stuff in fall camp, but in summer workouts, here is where we see the team bonding, the team unity, the team togetherness. I'm going to play here, and you need that. So being able to see Colin Hitzler and Christian Robinson have, that's big. I mean, going back to Malachi Moore, the veteran defensive back, he mentioned, hey, this is a time where everybody is holding everybody accountable. You got freshmen holding seniors accountable. You got seniors holding freshmen accountable. That's how tight-knit this team is. And that's how good this 2024 group of freshmen are. When you got freshmen holding seniors accountable, you know what that tells me? These freshmen ain't taught. These freshmen about that action. They're about getting on that field and doing some stuff. That's pretty darn cool. You got freshmen holding seniors accountable? Pretty awesome right there. That's good seeing the team bonding experience here, going from the head coach, and the message is being passed down to the coaching staff, which they foresee that they're doing it, and you're seeing the players bonding as well, having that closeness as well with this team. But take our first break here on the show. Don't touch that dial. We're just getting you started here. When we get back, We go on the phone lines. We want to hear from you, the Bama Nation, getting your thoughts, your conversations. How you feeling right now? We talk to you guys after this.
I'm Malachi Moore, and you're watching In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith on Touchdown Alabama YouTube channel.
TDA Plus is the all-new Ultimate Alabama Football Package, perfect for any Alabama football fan. Not only do you get subscriber-only articles where you can stay up to date on everything that's going on with Alabama football, you also get our brand new video hub that features many podcasts and shows, including Stephen's Report with Stephen M. Smith. With over 15 years of covering Alabama football, you get trusted information as Stephen goes in person to see the team come back and break down to you what he saw live in person. You also get the Way It Is podcast with Stephen M. Smith, where he tells never-heard-before stories and crazy situations that happened during his 15-year tenure of covering Alabama football. You also get Justin and Dex, where they break down recruits like you've never seen it before, with exclusive behind-the-scenes information and exclusive interviews with recruits. You also get Justin's Recruiting Bites with Justin Smith, where you get the best up-close and personal recruiting information and even talks to you while he's on the road going to recruiting events. Alabama fans, you don't want to miss this huge offer for a jam-packed experience for only $7.95 per month. Visit touchdownalabama.com and become a TDA Plus member today.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, we're back to the action from the break. Number one ticket for your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA on a Friday. Happy to have you all in here checking out the show. Phone lines open right now. Call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. Number to call in. Let your voice be made known, 205-448-1358. We grab this call here. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Steve, what's up with you, man? This is Jay from Florence.
Jay, man, what's happening?
Man, I ain't up to nothing, man. Enjoying the show, man. You the GOAT, man. You already know that.
Absolutely, man. Just trying to get the fans, what truly happens during the summertime, man. I know a lot of people, they feel like, okay, in the summertime, the guys, they go home and they eat pizza and wings and popcorn. But no, these boys be out here working during the summer.
You know what I'm saying? Because I let my Bama hang today, Steve. I let my Bama hang every day like I let my little light shine. Do you hear me? I'm talking about Bama national title, SEC title. Man, I can't wait for this season, Steve. Because we got everything we've been asking for, man. And it feels good to have. It feels good to have just to know I'm going to get to see Kendrick Law on a jet sweep. That feels very good.
I mean, it feels very good, Jay, to know that you're going to have K-Law and Emmanuel Henderson exchanged in that jet sweep. Feels good to know that you're going to have Ryan Williams and Caleb Odom in the action. Feels good that you're going to have Richard Young getting his chance to run that ball with justice and jam. It feels good that you're going to have a defense with a guy that know what he's doing.
You know what I'm saying? They know what he's doing, Steve. Say it again, man. We got a Bama coach in there on the defensive side. This man got energy. He ain't trying to stand there and be cool. Man, listen, man. Let y'all Bama hang now. Let it hang every day like you let your light shine, okay, Bama family? Put it in their face. Because this is the year. This is the year they expect you to be dead, man. They expect the worst out of Alabama. Auburn got freaking 8 home games, man. Auburn got 8 home games. Steve, I'm so mad about that, man. But anyways, put it in their face, man. Let your Bama hang, people, please, man. Just put it in their face. Roll Tide. Hey, man. I love y'all. Roll Tide.
But gotta love Jay, man, on a Friday. He excited. He ready to go. I'm ready to go. Pretty soon here, folks, we're going to be getting into SEC Media Days. That rolls in next month, 17th through the 20th, July. And I'll be at the Alumni Hotel in Dallas, Texas. Pretty cool there. As Greg Sankey is trying to have media days everywhere. I mean, from Birmingham to everywhere. So, cool right there. But call topic here, folks. Tony Mitchell, former Alabama five-star Tony Mitchell. Man, I wanted to see Tony be something in Tuscaloosa, but he's now going to JUCO. Announced East Mississippi Community College is where Tony Mitchell's headed. He's going to JUCO, the place where the Netflix documentary Last Chance U was shot at. That's where Tony Mitchell's heading. Wish the utmost best for that young man. But take another break right here on the show, folks. We'll touch that down. When we get back, we get into the three toughest opponents. Projected three toughest opponents that I feel like on Bama's schedule. We'll talk about it after this. We're out here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa. Oh yeah, this. Oh, man. Gotta get this. Gotta get one of these right here. Can't rock that Bama without this shirt right here, fresh polo. You gotta also rock the all pink, like Kanye West right there. Keychains, gotta get you some keychains. University of Alabama keychains. I'm telling you, if you are a die-hard Alabama fan and you're looking for some big-time apparel, this place has got everything. We're talking shirts, shoes, sweatshirts, hoodies, cups, mugs, keychains. If you're just a Tide fan that has an itch to get more apparel, get more swag in your game, you come right here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa, right here in Midtown Village. And also you can shop online. The link is in the description to get your gear right here at Alumni Hall.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, Bama Nation, we're back in here to the action from the break. Hottest show on the streets here. We're talking your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Got to give a shout out to Jay DeGoat for being a part of that TDA roster. Go! Jay DeGoat being a part of that TDA roster right there. You guys continue smashing the like button, hitting that subscribe button, making this your spot, your show, your avenue to talk all things Bama football. Daily Super Chat Go, $100 daily. Super Chat Go, $100 right there. We appreciate that. But topic 2 of the conversation, John, the three potential biggest opponents for Alabama on its regular season schedule for the coming fall. Kagan DeBoer's got a tough schedule. He knows it. He's got to navigate through some games. He understands that. He knows in year one, in order to try to have this team in position to play for a Southeastern Conference championship, have it in position to probably be one of the 4 teams that get a first-round bye in the college football playoff now that it's a 12-team playoff, and you're trying to have Bama in a spot where it can compete for a national championship, you got to maneuver through some tough games. He gets that. And there's going to be about 5 to 7 pretty tough matchups here. But of those 5 to 7, I'm going to pull out 3 that may be the toughest 3. I'm going to pull out 3 of those 5 to 7 that may be the toughest three to where Alabama's got to bring its all. It can't come in there half-stepping. It's got to be right in these three matchups right here. So the three toughest matchups, especially the SEC, Alabama's got. Number one, self-explanatory, folks, it's Georgia. I don't care how you slice it. Every Alabama fan has Saturday, September 28th, circled somewhere on their calendar. That's the Georgia game. In Bryant-Denny, it will be a night game. Kirby Smart comes strolling in the Tuscaloosa for the first time since 2020. Right? This is going to be this is one of the biggest matchups right here. I mean, early right out the gate, in Kirby's mind, it's Nick Saban is not on that other sideline as somebody else. Here is my time to have this Georgia takeover right here. I mean, people already are looking at Georgia as the gold standard of college football anyway. They've won 2 of the last 3 national championships. One of those 2, Kirby Smart beat Nick Saban, his only win over Nick Saban. So Georgia's looking at, here's our spot to take the full gamut of we're the gold standard here, right? So that matchup with Georgia, that's a big one. That's a big one. Kagan DeBoer knows, if I can take out Kirby Smart and keep him from not getting this one, that's a huge feather in DeBoer's hat out the gate. That's a huge one. That game, big, massive in Tuscaloosa to start the season. I think number 2, as far as toughest opponents, biggest matchups here, I go with Tennessee. I go Rocky Top. You go to Neyland Stadium. 2 years ago, you lose that matchup despite having Bryce Young. You lose that matchup 49-52. After Tennessee lost to Alabama 15 straight years, they finally beat Alabama. The blind squirrel eventually finds the nut. They beat Alabama. Josh Heupel smoking cigars. A goalpost gets lost in the ocean. A CBS camera gets lost in the ocean. Tennessee don't care about paying fines. We just beat Alabama. Then you get Josh Heupel a new contract. You get this 5-star quarterback, Nico Iamaleava, who people are extremely high on this kid. You got defensive players coming back, including James Pierce Jr. You got 2 big-time receivers back in Brew McCoy and Squirrel White. That's going to be a tough matchup in Knoxville. Tennessee fans are on something else right now. They're feeling like, hey, if we could beat Nick Saban in his second to final year, we could take Alabama in year 1 under Kagan DeBoer. Right? So that's going to be a big matchup. 3rd Saturday in October. That's going to be a big match. And I think that matchup comes after the South Carolina game, where Bama's at home in Bryant-Denny. I'll fact check that to be sure. But that's a big matchup. You already got people like Clay Travis, huge Tennessee fan, that says Bama's going to win by double digits. That's a matchup. That's a big opponent right there. That's number 2 for me. Number 3, as much as I want to say Wisconsin, because it's the first big road test, the first major road game. Alabama goes up to Madison, Wisconsin. Fox Big Noon is going to have the commentary. That game will be at 11 a.m. And while it would have been good to maybe pick Wisconsin because it's early on in the season, Bama trying to get the kinks sort of worked out. But I think Bama will get Wisconsin. So I'm going to go with Oklahoma. Reason I'm going to go with Oklahoma is it's the game right before the Iron Bowl. In between Mercer and Auburn, you play both of those at home in Tuscaloosa. That game in the middle It's a trip to Norman, Oklahoma to face the Sooners. And this is an Oklahoma team that finished 10-3 last year. Yes, it does not have its quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, who transferred to Oregon, but they got some guys back. They got some receivers back, some running backs back. They got some big players on defense back. That is going to be a very much so intriguing matchup between Brent Venables and Kalen DeBoer. Alabama and Oklahoma. Sooners get its first shot at Alabama in Norman. That's going to be big right there. So to me, those are my top three biggest. Georgia, Tennessee, OU. Could have put Wisconsin right there, but Georgia, Tennessee, OU is what I got there. We're going to take our final break here, folks. We'll touch that down when we get back. We get to the final discussion here of the conversation on, could Alabama have a freshman running back have some type of impact on this year's team? We wrap things up with that after this.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care. In support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
What's going on? This is Benny Bice. I'm the founder and owner of Touchdown Alabama. And you guys are supporting one of the only independent outlets covering Alabama football today. No other sports, no networks, just Alabama football. Roll Tide Roll.
All right, folks, we're back into the action from the break on the hottest show on the streets. Talking your Bama football news. And the reason why I'm so pumped up right now, Eddie Rhodes has just dropped $50 in the super chats right there, showing love. Appreciate that from Eddie Rhodes. Daily super chat, go $100. Daily super chat, go $100 right there. We appreciate that from all of you, my man Eddie Rhodes. Know what time it is, dropping in that $50 donation. But John, we get into the final discussion here for tonight's show, and Alabama has a loaded running back room. You got three guys. You have a three-headed monster in the room. You got Jam Miller, a redshirt junior, Justice Haynes, a true sophomore, Richard Young, a redshirt freshman. You got a three-headed monster there. You know, all three of those guys bring something different, bring something unique to the room, to the rotation. All three of those guys are going to play. All three of those guys are going to help each other out in terms of reps. But the question is, with it being a 12-team college football playoff, you got to play everybody. Does Bama have a freshman that could possibly get some action this season? Bama's got two freshman running backs, but according to a graphic from Pro Football Focus a couple of days ago, Kevin Riley, young man from Tuscaloosa County High School, just across the bridge, Northport, Kevin Riley was named one of the top 10 freshman running backs for college football, according to Pro Football Focus. Kevin Riley, of whom was committed to the University of Miami Hurricanes for a long time before he flipped to the Crimson Tide late in the recruiting cycle. And Kevin Riley is fast, y'all. Speed demon. power between the tackles. Great contact balance, will not be brought down with one guy. But when you get this man into the open field, boy, he brings speed and explosiveness to life. Quick, agile, burst. He can bring it now. Kevin Riley can bring it. Now, the biggest thing we have to ask ourselves is, will the coaching staff choose to redshirt both him and Daniel Hill? Because they can't do that, right? They can't do that because of the 3 running backs ahead of those 2 guys. But in a 12-team playoff, and knock on wood, nobody gets hurt. Knock on wood, nobody gets injured. You don't want that happening. But in a sense of keeping guys fresh, it'd be really cool maybe to see Kevin Riley. It would be. Just to see the speed, the burst, the explosiveness, the playmaking ability he brings as a running back. It would be really cool to see that. Will we see that? I don't know. I can't call it at this point. But after seeing that graphic from Pro Football Focus, it kind of puts a thought in your head. It kind of puts a thought in your brain to wonder, would Kalen DeBoer, would Robert Gillespie make that happen? If they do, oh, that'd be fun. If they do not, cool, right? Because you already got Jam, Justice, Richard Young. So you wouldn't really need to put a freshman out there at this time at that position. Boy, if you do. Boy, if you do. Kind of like that song by Rich Boy, Boy, Look at Here. Like, boy, if you do put Kevin Riley out there on the field, that'd be fun right there. That'd be real cool right there. We'll see how Alabama plays it with these 2 freshman backs fall camp in the upcoming season. But always Tide Nation with the best in news, notes, information, coverage, entertainment on your favorite program, that being the Crimson Tide. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple. Google Play Store if you got the Android phone for your audio needs. Check us out, iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio. We got you covered right there, people. Folks, man, to wrap up the show, we hit the goal of $100 in the Super Chats. Anthony Lang joined Eddie Rhodes by dropping in $50 of his own. Let's go. Oh, baby. We hit it. $100 right there. Appreciate all of you. The Bama fans, the Bama family, you make this special. I just have fun getting up on here talking to you guys 3 days a week. But you make this what it is right here. Gotta shout out all of you for the super chatting, for the YouTube chatting, for the phone calls. Appreciate all of you, the fans out there. Appreciate my man John Ivory holding this thing down in the production studio. You guys have a great weekend. Till next time, folks, husbands, love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children, continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing, too. Not be bored there. You get yourself those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself. You protect the loved ones around you. Till next time, folks, I'm your man, Stephen M. Smith, and you've been listening to In My Own Words.